Hello and welcome to the annual Hart Women's Lacrosse Media Day. I'm your host and Hart correspondent, Reagan Harrell. Next up, we are joined by the Missouri Valley College head coach, James Davis, and Lexi Lark. Coach Lexi, thank you so much for joining us. How y'all doing in Marshall, Missouri this morning?
Good, sir. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Coach, you head into your first year as the head coach of the Vikings. How excited are you for this opportunity to lead the Missouri Valley program?
I'm absolutely exciting. These it's been a tough few years for the Vikings, but we're on the verge of building something good here.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, tell us a little bit about Lexi and how much she means to this rebuild process for you.
Lexi's been here. She's a junior now. She was part of that team last year that kind of had a lot of struggles, and they needed a coach to come in and help them out. Luckily, I was available to be able to come and interview for the job, and graciously enough, they offered it to me. But Lexi, she's a powerful player. She's quick, she's fast, she's understanding, and she's very coachable. And that's what you need whenever you're trying to build a program.
Awesome. Alexi, let's get to know you a little bit better. Tell us where you're from and how did you end up playing lacrosse?
Well, I was born here in Marshall, but moved to Alma, Missouri about 4 years ago. I originally came to Valley to play volleyball, but after I think my freshman year, the team was looking for walk-ons on campus, and I originally was too scared to do it. I thought there's no way I can pick up lacrosse. I've never even touched a stick before, and I had an old friend of mine reach out and tell me that it's probably something I could do. So I thought, why not? And here I am 3 years later, and I think it's probably become my favorite sport.
What is it about the sport that makes you enjoy it so much?
Oh, kind of a hard question. My team makes it really enjoyable. Coach makes it enjoyable. But it's so unique. I don't see a lot of stick and ball games, the way lacrosse has a stick, you know what I'm trying to say,
Right.
but
Yeah.
just really unique and it's fun.
It is a unique sport. It's one I didn't really get to know much until I got to Weber and I saw our men's team, women's team start playing. I was like, oh, that's what I see sometimes on Saturday on ESPN, ESPN too. I'm like, that's really fun, and getting to be around it, broadcasting it, covering has been a ton of fun. Coach, tell us a little bit about this year's team. Who are some impact players you've seen in your first year at the helm?
Well, of course, we got Lexi. We got Jada coming back this year. She's a great defender. We've actually moved her to attack this year because she can help out there as well. We got Melissa and Cage. She came over from soccer, so she really understands how to move herself to be able to impact the game in that aspect. Got Haley Harmon from the volleyball team. She's going to make a lot of impact on the field this year. And then we got Rose that is going to do a lot of things as well on the attack end.
Coach, you've been a coach at the high school and club level. Can you tell us a little bit about what you've seen as far as the growth in the sport of women's lacrosse across the country the last few years?
Oh, it's great. It's mainly a mid-Atlantic sport, or it was for a long time. And then, the last 10, 15 years, it's really just exploded. It pushed its way south into Florida, and it just kind of met in the middle between Florida and Maryland.
Mhm.
They were always playing it up north, and now it's pushing itself west. And it's great to be out here in Missouri because we're right on the cusp of where that push has led to, and we're going to get to watch it expand across the West and meet up with the kids that are on the West Coast.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I said just a minute ago, and you mentioned in Florida, it's really where I like started to realize how good this sport is, like with the men's programs and Kaiser and Weber, and then the women's programs that have been added over the last couple of years, the Sun Conference, St. Thomas, Warner, Weber, et cetera. It's been great seeing it grow, and now seeing it y'all add teams like Mount Mercy's been great. Coach, tell us a little bit more about your lacrosse story. How did you get into coaching the sport?
Well, I've been coaching for 24 years, and I've coached football, baseball, basketball, mostly men's sports.
Mhm.
My daughters actually walked out of basketball game one day, and they were asking me what the sport was that they was down there doing on a baseball field, throwing a ball around. And I told them it was lacrosse, and they were like, we'd like to play. I was like, I don't think there's any teams in Tennessee. Um, Luckily enough, there was, but it was still growing. So they played their first year. It wasn't very successful, but I was recruited by a lot of parents to come and help build a program, start coaching, and it just kind of jumped from there. I built program after program, travel programs, high school programs, middle school programs, and now I'm lucky enough to be at the college level, getting paid to do something I love.
Hey, that's the goal for everybody, right? Get to pay, do what you love, never feel like you work a day in your life.
Sure.
Lexi, are there any fun things that y'all have done off the field, as far as team bonding and stuff like that?
Oh, we'll meet up and we'll hang out, and after most practices and sessions in the weight room, we'll go to the calf and eat together and just hang out and enjoy each other's company and just things like that.
Typical team bonding stuff. Right there
Yeah.
with you. No, nothing better. Get done with practice. Go have a good meal in the calf. Coach, what have you heard about Heart of America and women's lacrosse and the level of talent each week in the Heart? Can you expand on that some?
Each week it's going to be difficult, especially this year and in the next couple of years to get those wins. It's we've got a national championship team in our conference. And the other teams in the conference push that team. They play at the same high level as Benedictine does. So
Mhm.
each week it's going to be a push to get better, and eventually we'll be able to break through that barrier to where we're competing just alongside everyone else.
Yeah, Coach, the sport of lacrosse has a very quick season. How do you work within the team between such a packed schedule and practices and everything else to get everything that you need in to have a successful season?
Well, it all starts in the off season. You've got to get the work in the off season. My philosophy is there is no off season. You're always in season. You're always practicing. You're always preparing. Um, as we all know, that you only got those 8 weeks in the fall, but you've got the gym time. You've got study time. You know, all those things add up. And when you do your fall stuff, you just push as hard as you can to get as good as you can. That way, in season, you're just making little small adjustments to be able to make your team better. Film review, things of that sort, setting up different offenses and defenses, depending on who you're playing.
Awesome. Lexi, how much do you enjoy playing lacrosse in the Heart of America Athletic Conference and some of those new rivals in the Heart? Just what's it like from a player standpoint, week in and week out in the Heart of America?
I'd call it just a good, healthy competition. We're all working hard to obviously win the game, and we all do it in different ways. But it's nice to see sometimes when we're taking the draw, you can talk the other team, and everybody's nice, and we're all there in the spirit of competition.
Awesome. Well, Coach Lexi, thank you so much for joining us today and best of luck this season.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.